I moved to Las Palmas, or La Palma de Gran Canaria, about a month ago, and I'm loving it here. Las Palmas is officially the city with the best climate in the world, according to a research at Syracuse University that analyzed the climates of 600 cities worldwide, and San Diego came second in California. Gran Canaria is about 150 kilometers west of the African coast in Atlantic Ocean. It's eternal spring here, though this has been the rainiest and the coldest December by far since I've been coming here to Canary Islands. I only went swimming once this December, and it's been 20 years. 2006 was my first time on Canary Islands. I used to only come to skip the cold winters in Europe, and I started with the neighboring Tenerife. It's right there. Tenerife is probably a bit prettier island, but I'm a city girl, and unfortunately Santa Cruz de Tenerife is beautiful and great, but Las Palmas is a bit bigger and there's more going on, more events. Also, another advantage of Las Palmas is that it has a great city beach. The beach in Santa Cruz de Tenerife is a bit outside of the city, although it's very nice and more natural. There are no buildings near, but you have to take a bus to get there. Maybe it would be okay with a bicycle. I haven't tried. Las Palmas has public bicycles that include electric bicycles that I just discovered this year, and they are amazing. It's like riding a rocket. They're incredibly fast, especially uphill. And another great thing about Las Palmas is the social life. There is life here and also on meetup.com, but it's not as good as and not as active as in Valencia, and many of the meetups are paid and quite expensive, like 10-15 euros. And the only meetup I joined on meetup.com is writing, Shut Up and Write. The same meetup I joined in Munich, and also the Deep Conversation meetup. There is a girl from Netherlands who single-handedly saved the social life in Las Palmas. Her name is Neleke, and she started and is moderating the Slack channel called Live It Up Las Palmas, where anyone can post a meetup. By the way, the locals don't pronounce the S at the end. There are different channels on that Slack, and for any subject, they're like about local accommodation, social life, health stuff, dance events, hiking, and every day there is at least one free meetup that you can join. So it's better when it comes to social life than Malaga. At least in the winter, it drops significantly in the rest of the year, though I've never been here in the summer. Supposedly there is pancha de burro. It's always cloudy in the city, which sounds good in comparison to too hot Valencia. A lot of people from the cold part of Europe, which is most Europe, come here only to spend the winter, so-called snowbirds. And I have been doing that too for since I spent the winter in Canada some 15 years ago. And although sometimes I go to Asia or South America, I went only once, I do come here most winters, and I feel at home here and very, very happy and joyful. The locals seem happier too than in other places. It's like the opposite of Germany. Although Germans are also happy in the summer, but I don't show it. I'm kidding, kind of. So happiness. I know it's the climate mostly because it affects my mood positively. My default mood is joyful, but when I'm stuck at home because of bad weather, that affects my mood. And that doesn't happen here outside of a few days when Kalima comes, the sand from Sahara. And they call it Kalima. It's recommended to stay at home and close the windows because the quality of air during Kalima is like the worst in the world, worse than in New Delhi and places like that. There are people that I've known here for years, but I mostly meet a lot of new people every winter and rarely any locals. Lots of Berliners come here from Berlin. Many people moved here permanently, I found out this year, and I'm also considering doing that because it's the first time that I'm here that I don't have a home to go back to, nobody waiting for me. Yesterday somebody asked me, where do you live? And I was like, that's an interesting question. I guess here, I don't know. If I register here and become a resident, I would get 70% discount on flights to mainland Spain and free buses. But the rooms in shared apartments are very hard to find, especially at my age, and I can't afford the entire apartment. This year I was very lucky with the room. It was actually the first ad that I wrote to. One of the two roommates is toxic, but I decided to see it as an opportunity to practice grey rocking and personal boundaries and staying calm and peaceful in toxic environments. But I'm always outside anyway, so it's fine. About finding a room on the website called Idealista that also locals use. It's also used in Spain, all over Spain and Portugal. Yeah, they say messaging doesn't work, you should call. In Malaga, nobody replied to any of my messages. I was going to stay in Malaga and finish the driving school there, but I couldn't find a room, so I ended up here. So not that it's easier to find a room here. They tell me it's very hard, but I was lucky this year. So, last winter I wasn't here because I traveled in Morocco. I even planned to rent a room in Agadir that reminded me a bit of Las Palmas, but culturally it's very different. But Agadir is more similar to Las Palmas than to Marrakesh. Marrakesh reminded me of Mumbai. So after skipping last winter, I was really surprised how happy I felt to be back in Las Palmas. Even though my health hasn't been great, I've just, I hope, recovered from a virus that I caught in Malaga in November. And it's been 2 months almost. And it turned into post-viral sinusitis and conjunctivitis. And after a round of antibiotics, my thyroid started hurting. So it was now autoimmune thyroiditis, and I had it before, also after virus. It seems that my body can handle a combination of virus and antibiotics. And I caught this virus by living in a hostel, so I normally don't do that. I normally always outdoors, so I don't get sick. I had a round of corticosteroids that really helped. I don't have a remote job this year. I only had a remote job twice here. I normally just quit a job if I have one when it gets cold and come here. And I do always have some projects I work on here. After paying for my room for January and after I bought some additional driving classes last week, my bank account balance doesn't look good. It's at the point that motivates me to start applying for jobs slowly. I'll only do it on Mondays because applying for jobs ruins my day. I hate it. I tend to also do some painting here, though I can't take them with me when I leave in spring. This year, I might try to put them in some cafe or a gallery. One winter, I did a project, a website in React, when I was going to be a front-end developer. I got discouraged quickly from that. I realized it's not for me. 3 years ago, I did a pattern design course. That was fun. My first winter in Las Palmas, when I stayed for 6 months, I painted a huge mural in a guest house where I volunteered. This winter, my mission is to finish the driving school, but I only got 2 classes for now, and there's no exam before the end of February. So I scheduled the exam. I don't know yet the exact date, but I canceled January classes and put all of the classes in February. So I'll have a 2-month break, which is not good. And it's a bit more expensive here, 30 euros for 45-minute classes. Though I hear that in Germany it's like 70, so I shouldn't complain. Yeah, I'll be lucky if I get my license before my room rental expires at the end of March. I have a feeling I will not pass at the first attempt. I don't know how people pass the driving exam. When I pass, hopefully sometime in this spring, I'll probably travel to Spain and France and through France and to Germany, where I'll pick up my stuff in Berlin. I have also some stuff in Budapest and in Valencia and Zagreb. that won't all fit my van. I have to buy some tiny rural house one day. I have to have a place to put my paintings because I want to paint a lot like Picasso did. So if I don't find a remote job, I will probably end up caregiving in Germany in the summer again, which is not that bad. It's like kind of a safety net, like ending up having to go home. I do feel motivated to work now, so I guess I need about 6-month break between working adventures. Although I think it was more my bank account balance that has this motivating effect.